Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, I would like to say a very big thank you for stopping by. And if you are a returning subscriber, I would like to say you are the real OG and I really do appreciate you, okay? In today's episode of Pastry Made Easy with Queen Ola, we are going to be making 7 kg chin chin. All right, I'm going to be teaching you all how to make chin chin in bulk. Do not worry about the recipe as I have already inserted it in the first slide of the video. In a bowl, I sifted 7 kg flour, and for every 7 kg flour, so let me just teach you how to calculate it. For 1 kg, for every 1 kg of flour, you have about 250 gram of sugar and 250 gram of butter, milk, and you also have 2 eggs. Okay, that is the measurement I usually use, and it is a fail-proof measurement. So for every 7 kg flour, we are going to be using 1.750 kg of sugar, and we're also going to be using 1.750, so that's 1750 gram of sugar, 1750 gram of butter, and then 7 times 2 for the eggs, that is about 14 eggs. And you are going to be needing, I used 3 milk, that's 3 milk mixed flavor. I used 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and I used 3 nutmeg. Now your nutmeg, your milk flavor, and your baking powder is actually your own choice. Okay, so that is it. So for the perfect shelf life, I used about a teaspoon of powdered preservative. Okay, a teaspoon of powdered preservative. This is the brand of powdered preservative I usually use. And so far, everyone, I hope you have been learning something. If you're a business owner, this particular recipe is fail-proof, so try as much as possible to use it. Step-by-step guide. You can decide to add more sugar if you want, but trust me guys, this is the perfect recipe. I also forgot to mention that we added a teaspoon of salt. So you remember there was in one of our classes I mentioned to you all that salt is usually used to balance your taste in your pastry, so we just added that just to balance up. So after doing all this, you are going to be mixing all the dry ingredients together, just as you are seeing in this video. And once everything is fully incorporated, then you go on to add in your butter. Okay, so just like I already mentioned, this particular brand, so I'm using the Juby butter. This particular brand, I use it a lot for most of my pastries, and they have really helped me. I love the taste and the blend of flavor it gives to my pastry. So this margarine is actually 250 gram. Okay, it is 250 gram. So for this recipe, we are going to be using about seven of it. Okay, because 1 is 250 gram, 2 is 500 gram, 4 is a 1000 gram, 5 is 1250 gram, 6 is 1500 gram, while 7 is 1750 gram. I remember I said it at the beginning of this video that for every 7 kg we are going to be needing 1750 gram of butter. So that is what we did here. As you can see, we incorporated, I'm just showing you how I opened it and I used it for this recipe. The next thing you want to do now is to make sure that you incorporate your butter finely into your flour mixture. Okay, make sure you incorporate it finely into your flour mixture. Now this may take a lot of time because we are not doing the regular 1 kg of flour or 2 kg mixture. We are doing 7 kg, guys, 7 kg, so it may take some time, but make sure that you mix it all in till you get a breadcrumb like texture. Okay, you get a breadcrumb like texture. Make sure, because the tricky part of this is that some of the butter may be hiding somewhere, so you have to make sure that you incorporate it very well. All right, you incorporate it very well. We were actually three that did this. We were three that did this, but yeah, that's basically that part. So the next thing you want to do now is to break your eggs. We are using 14 eggs for this recipe, and what I'm doing is that I am breaking it first into a bowl, then I will now transfer to another bowl. Please, for the sake of the quantity of flour you want to make, especially if you have customers, I'm speaking now to the vendors I have on this platform. Try as much as possible to see that you break your egg one after the other, like one at a time. Basically, I have been in that position where I had already broken, I think, about 10 eggs. I was supposed to do 6 kg, so we were to do 6 kg and we were breaking 12 eggs, and we just broke everything inside one bowl, and at the 10th egg, like the 10th egg was spoiled. So you really do not want that. Okay, yeah. So we proceeded to mixing all in. You just create a hole in the middle of your mixture, and then you pour in the 14 eggs. You whisk your egg and you pour it in. And for this recipe, we used a total of about 20 cups. Yes, a total of 20 cups. Please do not use my own measurement to measure yours when it comes to the liquid. The reason is because of the brand of flour I'm using. You can be using a softer flour which might be needing more or less water, while I may be using the less softer flour. So you also need to know the brand of flour you are using. Okay, please, let's try as much as possible to make sure of that. Then when we're done mixing, so this is the outcome of our mixing. When we're done mixing, you can see the way it was removing from our palm. So that's how you know that your mixture is ready. It will be removing from your palm one after the other by itself. Now try as much as possible not to overwork your dough. That is one rule of pastry. Try as much as possible not to overwork your dough, and you don't need a lot of water to make your chin chin. Okay, if you want a lesser recipe, just go straight to our page. You see it there. We have the recipe for 1 kg thereabout, so you would see it there. So if you just want a crunch for the family, you can use that recipe. This one is specifically for business owners and those that have maybe a party and they just want to do it themselves. Now when you are done doing that, we rolled out into a ball. So we usually do this for easy spreading, okay, for easy spreading and cutting, so we don't have to be dipping our hands into it again and again and again and again. When we were done rolling out into balls, we cleaned our work table and we began to roll our dough out. So on a lightly floored surface, you just roll out your dough to your desired thinness or thickness. Okay, so this is how we rolled out our dough, and after doing this, after spreading it, we now cut it horizontally and vertically just to get the perfect cut. Okay, so after cutting it horizontally and vertically, this was the size. So this is usually the size I use for my chin chin. I know there are a lot of sizes to it. Some persons do theirs in stripes and all that, but this is the way I do mine, and this was how ours came out. So after that, we proceeded to frying our chin chin. Please try as much as possible not to overcrowd your pots or your oil. Do not overcrowd your oil, okay, so that you will get an even frying, okay. So after doing that, this was how it came out. Once your chin chin is golden brown, you know that it is ready, and from time to time just mix, and then you filter it on a paper towel, okay. Just strain out the excess oil on a paper towel and you are good to go. Guys, just look at our chin chin. Look at the cutesiness. Just look at how beautiful it came out, and I'll also be showing you all how I packaged them. So yes guys, I'll be showing this is how I packaged them. I add an order for 3 buckets, that's 3 of the 4 liters, and 1 of the 2 liter, and 2 of the midi size, and 1 small size. Okay, so this was how I packaged them. We have come to the end of the video, and I hope you learned something. Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you. Bye.